7. Let's take a look at what's going on in and around the Springfield business community. Springfield Business Journal publisher Michelle Ownbey joins us with a breakdown of all that's going on. Michelle, my wife and I were out running some errands on Saturday, and we saw there off of Wabash, off in a strip mall, a new establishment. And I even asked Megan, I'm like, hey, look that up. Is that open? And it's not open yet, but it's opening soon, and it's a new place to get what I think is a growing craze in the food space, and that's stuff in a bowl. What's going on with Bowl Plus?
Yes, you are right. This is definitely an emerging craze. It is a Japanese ramen and rice bowl restaurant. You know, who would think that ramen noodles would be such a big thing, right? They're like less than 50 cents if you buy a pack at the store.
Well, I tell you, one thing we've been doing at home is we take those really cheap ramen packs and we zazz it up. We put egg in there, we put tofu in there, cabbage, broccoli, mushroom. We load that thing up and it's delicious.
Well, this is going to be your kind of a restaurant then.
Love it.
So Steve Zhao is the one behind this, and that's a pretty familiar name in the Springfield restaurant world. He currently has the Hibachi Madness restaurant. There's two of them, actually, one out far west in a strip center that he developed, and then a newer one up on North Dirksen. And he's had a number of restaurant ventures over the years, both in Springfield and Central Illinois. So he has partnered with a gentleman he knows from the East Coast who's been working in similar restaurants out there for the last 10 or 12 years and now bringing the concept to Springfield. So as you noted, the sign is already up, but they are still in the process of remodeling. He says they're hoping to be open by July 1st. They have gotten a liquor license from the city, and he says they'll have a selection of imported Japanese beers and still kind of finalizing the menu, but he said the boba tea is under consideration as well. That's another big thing these days. So, yeah, I feel like Springfield's really expanding their dining options lately with a lot more choices.
A lot more choices. It's not just burgers, fries, and horseshoes anymore. You can get out there and try a variety of different foods from all around the globe, really. So, looking forward to that opening up. And, of course, Hibachi Madness, their sushi burritos are just, oh, come on. I mean, they're incredible. I could eat my weight in those sushi burritos. Michelle, with the Springfield Business Journal, you guys keep your tabs on all kinds of things, new businesses opening, but also businesses that are looking to change hands. And you've got one that is looking to do just that. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this one is more of a transition. So the good news is the business is staying open, but after more than 2 decades of operating Chinatown, owner Kim Votsmeyer is selling the art studio to one of her longtime customers, Dr. Tabitha Wells. And that art studio is out there in one of the strip centers on UCAN Drive. Now, Kim also operates the business right next door, Art for You, which is an artist co-op. She said she's going to keep that and just kind of focus on the artist co-op. And, I would classify this as another one of those COVID fallout stories. We probably haven't seen all the repercussions yet, but Kim said she's had the business for 21 years, but ever since they reopened following the COVID shutdown, she says she's hired and trained 13 different people, and she currently has one person who works there 4 hours a week, and she's doing everything else. So just the staffing and management has been a real challenge for her, and she's decided to focus her efforts on the artist co-op. So she is passing the torch, but again, that business will stay open. Kim and her husband are actually going to continue to teach some classes there, so not a drastic change for the business, but we certainly wish the new owner well and continuing to make that work.
One thing I see heading down to St. Louis when I visit family is a huge billboard for a Southern Illinois university, and it talks about how 216,000 pilots are needed. And that's something that we're going to see possibly here in Springfield, a program to, train new pilots? What's going on there?
Exactly. This has the potential, I think, to be pretty big for Springfield, and a formal announcement is supposed to be forthcoming in the next 2 or 3 months. But, we have people that tell us things, so we got a tip about this. As you mentioned, Southern Illinois University already has a pilot training program in Carbondale. They're keeping that one, but they would be expanding with another campus here at Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport. We've heard a lot of doom and gloom lately. Of course, a couple months ago, it was about the number of flights out of Springfield being reduced, but that's certainly not unique to Springfield. It's happening nationwide, and as you mentioned, there's a huge shortage of workers, right? Just like we talked about with Chinatown, no matter what the industry, some are harder hit than others, but there are not enough people to do the work in most cases. So one of the big pushes has been to try to get more pilots trained, commercial pilots, and they're going to start out this program small, maybe 6 to 10 students, but they say it could eventually grow up to 100. So no matter how you look at it in terms of jobs, in terms of revenue, I think it's all a big plus for Springfield.
No question, and great utilization of the space out there at Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport. Talking with Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal. Finally here, Michelle, Saturday's a deadline for people to do what with the SBJ?
Yes, 40 under 40, that's always a big one. Our annual program recognizing young professionals. This is actually our oldest awards program going back to 1997. So there are a lot of former 40 under 40s out there at this point, yourself included, and many of them no longer under 40, but that's okay. So we're asking whether you're a former recipient or not, or maybe you just know a young professional that deserves some recognition. Take a few minutes, get on the Springfield Business Journal website and click on the awards tab to make a nomination. And as you said, Saturday is the deadline to do that. We will start notifying people right after the holiday weekend.
Michelle, tell us how people can get a copy of the Springfield Business Journal.
Well, as long as you're on the website at springfieldbusinessjournal.com, you might as well sign up for Biz Bites. That's our weekly newsletter that comes out every Wednesday, and it's free of charge. And, of course, you can also sign up for the print edition and make sure you get that delivered directly to your home or office.
Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal. Appreciate your time each and every week, and we'll talk again very soon, all right?
All right. Thanks, Greg.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7